and welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're going really deep into the world of quantum computing.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be looking at three chips that are really pushing the boundaries.
Absolutely.
Microsoft's Majorana 1, Google's Willow, and China's Xiaohong-504.
Yeah, these are really...
They're not just any chips, are they?
No, they're not just your average computer chips. These are...
I mean, this is the future, right?
Yeah, they are the building blocks of a technology that could change everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it. Medicine, materials, science, even AI.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing to think about all the potential applications.
It is. It really is a fascinating time to be watching this field.
And what's really interesting to me is that each of these chips represents a completely different strategy for building the quantum computers of the future.
Yeah, it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of situation.
No.
We're not just talking about who can build the biggest or most powerful chip.
Right.
It's more nuanced than that.
So it's like a race with different teams taking different routes.
Exactly.
But they're all trying to get to the same destination.
Precisely. And the stakes are high because quantum computing has the potential to solve problems that are simply impossible.
Right.
For even the most advanced computers that we have today.
We're talking about problems that would take our current computers millions of years to solve.
Easy.
And a quantum computer could potentially crack them in minutes.
Maybe even seconds.
Okay, now that is what I call a game changer.
It is a true paradigm shift.
It's hard to even comprehend that level of computational power.
It really is.
So where do we begin?
Well, let's start with Microsoft.
Okay.
They're doing something truly groundbreaking.
Okay.
With their Majorana 1 chip.
All right.
And they are actually using a particle that was only theorized back in 1937.
Wow.
Called the Majorana particle to build a more stable qubit.
Hold on, a particle theorized in 1937?
You got it.
That's before the first computer was even built.
It's amazing.
It sounds like science fiction.
Well, that's part of what makes it so exciting.
Right.
See, one of the biggest challenges in quantum computing is that qubits, those quantum bits that are like the ones and O's of classical computers, are incredibly fragile.
Oh, okay.
They are super sensitive to any kind of disturbance.
Really?
And that leads to errors.
So it's almost like trying to build a house of cards on a windy day.
Perfect analogy.
One wrong move and the whole thing collapses.
Exactly. And that's where Microsoft's innovation comes in.
Okay.
By using these Majorana particles, they're building what's called a topological qubit.
Okay.
Now, the way information is encoded in these qubits makes them inherently more resistant to those disturbances, meaning fewer errors.
So they're not just trying to build a better house of cards.
No.
They're trying to change the material the cards are made of.
Exactly.
Make them out of something more durable.
You got it.
But how does that work?
Well,
this topological qubit thing sounds pretty complex.
It is a complex concept, but the key takeaway is that Microsoft is focusing on building qubits that are inherently more stable from the ground up.
Okay.
And they're doing that by using these special materials called topoconductors.
Okay.
You can kind of think of it as a shield, protecting those fragile qubits from the noisy environment around them.
Okay, so like a protective barrier around these incredibly sensitive qubits.
Exactly.
Okay, so Microsoft is betting big on stability.
Yeah.
And reliability.
Yes.
But didn't you say this was also about scalability?
That's right. They're also thinking big when it comes to the number of qubits.
Okay.
They have set a really ambitious goal of scaling their technology up to 1 million qubits.
Wow, 1 million qubits.
Imagine the possibilities.
It's mind-blowing.
It really opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
What kind of problems could we even begin to solve with that much power?
Well, Microsoft already has some major challenges in their sights.
Oh, really?
Like the problem of microplastics polluting our oceans.
Okay.
A quantum computer could potentially help find a way to break down those plastics at a molecular level.
Oh, wow.
Or imagine being able to design self-healing materials.
Oh, that's a good one.
That could repair themselves,
yeah,
making our infrastructure safer and more sustainable.
Wow, that is a game changer.
It is.
I mean, it really does feel like we're talking about a whole new era of technological advancement.
It's pretty remarkable.
But how far off is all this?
You might be surprised to hear this.
Okay.
But Microsoft aims to have practical quantum systems working by 2027 to 2029.
So we're not talking about decades into the future.
No, this is something that could be a reality within the next few years.
That's incredible. Okay, so Microsoft is betting big on these super stable, scalable, topological qubits.
Yes.
But what about the other players in this race?
Right.
Where does Google fit into all this?
So while Microsoft is chasing the stability of a whole new type of qubit, Google is taking a different route with their Willow chip. They're sticking with the more established superconducting qubits.
Okay.
But they've made some amazing breakthroughs in error correction.
Error correction?
Yeah.
You mean like making those qubits less prone to those pesky errors we were talking about?
Precisely.
Okay.
Google's approach is all about squeezing more reliability out of the qubits we already have. They've achieved something called below-threshold quantum error correction.
Okay.
It might sound complicated.
Right.
But essentially, as they add more qubits,
Yeah.
the rate of errors actually decreases.
Wait, so more qubits means fewer errors?
It seems counterintuitive.
That seems backwards.
It does, but think of it like this.
Okay.
With more qubits, you have more resources to dedicate to identifying and correcting those errors.
Oh, I see.
It's like having a whole team of editors proofreading a document.
Okay, so it's about having a system in place to catch and fix those mistakes before they cause problems.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what's even more impressive
Okay.
is that Google's Willow chip, with only 105 qubits, was able to solve a problem in just 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That would take a classical supercomputer over 10 septillion years to crack.
5 minutes versus 10 septillion years.
It's quite the difference.
Now that's efficiency. It sounds like Google might be on the fast track to what we were talking about earlier, that quantum advantage.
They could be.
Even with fewer qubits than Microsoft is aiming for.
Yeah, it's certainly a possibility.
Okay.
And while Google is a bit more cautious than Microsoft about predicting specific timelines, they're also exploring some incredibly impactful applications for their technology. Things like drug discovery, supply chain optimization, even ways to use quantum computing to accelerate the development of artificial intelligence.
So Google is all about making the most of what we've got now.
Yeah.
Refining existing technology to push the boundaries of what's possible.
Exactly.
It's a fascinating contrast to Microsoft's approach.
Yeah.
Of starting from scratch with these entirely new types of qubits.
Yes, it's a very different approach.
But what about China?
Yes, China.
Where do they fit into this quantum computing landscape?
So China's approach with their Xiaohong-504 chip is, shall we say, a bit more ambitious in scale.
Oh, okay.
They're not necessarily focused on winning the race to quantum advantage at this very moment. Instead, they're laying the groundwork for long-term dominance in the field.
Dominance.
That's their goal.
That sounds intense.
It is.
What exactly are they doing that's so different?
Well, their Xiaohong-504 chip boasts a whopping 504 qubits.
504?
Yes.
Wow, that's significantly more than Google's Willow.
Much larger.
But you said they're not as focused on immediate quantum advantage.
Not their priority right now.
So what's the goal with all those qubits?
At this stage, it's less about achieving computational supremacy and more about testing and refining their control systems. Just imagine trying to control and manipulate hundreds of these incredibly sensitive qubits.
Yeah.
It's a massive task.
So it's like they're building a massive orchestra.
A great analogy.
But they're still working on making sure all the instruments are in tune.
Yes.
And the musicians know how to play together.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
And to their credit, China's Xiaohong-504 is actually on par with international standards.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to performance metrics like gate fidelity and circuit depth.
Okay.
And these are the key factors that determine how reliably and accurately those qubits can be manipulated.
Okay, so they might not be leading the pack.
Not in the moment.
In terms of qubit technology or error correction.
True.
But they're definitely not lagging behind.
Not at all.
It seems like they're taking a very strategic approach.
Very much so.
Focusing on building a solid foundation for future quantum computing advancements.
That's their strategy.
Okay, and let's not forget about their commitment to making quantum computing accessible.
Yes, that's a key differentiator.
Through that Tianyan cloud platform.
Exactly.
It's a huge statement.
It is.
It's like they're saying, hey, everyone, come join us in this quantum revolution.
That's right.
Let's explore this new frontier together.
It's a brilliant move
from
a technological and geopolitical standpoint.
So they're fostering collaboration.
Yes.
And innovation.
Absolutely.
While also showcasing China's growing influence in the field of quantum computing.
Smart strategy.
So we've got 3 chips.
3 unique approaches.
3 countries.
And a global race for dominance.
It's like watching a thrilling race unfold.
It really is.
But with the fate technology hanging in the balance.
Ice cakes.
But before we get too caught up in the competition, let's take a step back.
A good idea.
And compare these chips side by side.
Let's do that.
What are the key differences?
We'll dive into that.
What are the strengths and weaknesses of each approach?
That's a fantastic question, and one we'll definitely delve into deeper. But first, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far.
You've given us a lot to think about.
It's a lot to process.
Microsoft's quest for ultimate stability with their topological qubits.
Fascinating approach.
Google's focus on squeezing every ounce of performance out of existing technology.
Very pragmatic.
And China's methodical approach to building a solid foundation for future quantum dominance.
They're playing the long game.
It's clear that we're on the verge of something truly extraordinary.
Absolutely.
But where do we go from here?
Stay tuned as we continue our deep dive into the world of quantum computing.
We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Are you ready to get into some nitty-gritty comparisons of these three quantum computing chips?
Oh, absolutely. Let's break it down.
Okay, well, first, let's start with the most fundamental difference between them.
Okay.
The type of qubit they use.
Right, that's the big dividing line.
It is.
You've got Microsoft going all in on these exotic-sounding topological qubits.
Yeah.
While Google and China are sticking with the I guess, more familiar superconducting qubits.
Right. It's a fundamental choice they're making.
Yeah, it's like choosing between a brand new electric car and a classic gas-powered engine.
I like that analogy.
They can both get you where you need to go,
right,
but they rely on completely different technologies.
Exactly. And just like with cars, there are trade-offs to consider.
Okay, so what are the trade-offs with these different types of qubits?
Well, Microsoft is betting big on the inherent stability of those topological qubits.
Right, those Majorana particles.
Exactly. Those particles make these qubits much less susceptible to the noise and errors that plague other types of qubits.
So they're less likely to mess up?
Way less likely.
Okay.
And if Microsoft can successfully scale up this technology, it could give them a huge advantage in the long run.
But it's a big if, isn't it?
It is a big if.
I mean, this whole idea of topological qubits is still...
It's early days.
Pretty new, right?
Yeah, there are never any guarantees in cutting-edge science.
Of course.
But that's part of what makes it so exciting.
Right.
The potential payoff here is enormous.
Okay.
If Microsoft achieves its goal of a 1 million qubit topological quantum computer, it would be truly revolutionary.
Okay.
I mean, we could be talking about solving problems that are just inconceivable with today's technology.
So Microsoft is playing the long game here.
Yeah, definitely taking the long view.
Potentially reaping huge rewards down the line.
That's the hope.
But what about Google? It seems like they're taking a more pragmatic approach with their superconducting qubits.
Yeah, more of a let's work with what we've got kind of approach.
It's like they're saying, we're not going to wait for the perfect qubit.
Yeah.
We're going to make the best of what we have right now.
Absolutely. It's a great way to put it.
Okay.
Their focus is on squeezing as much performance and reliability as they can out of existing technology.
Okay.
And their breakthrough with below-threshold error correction
is
a major step in that direction.
So instead of trying to prevent errors altogether, they've developed a system that can essentially correct them.
As they occur, yep.
So they're kind of embracing the fact that errors are inevitable.
To a certain extent, yes.
But they're finding ways to manage them.
Exactly, trying to stay one step ahead.
Does that mean that we're getting closer to that quantum advantage moment?
Absolutely. Remember that problem Google's Willow chip solved?
Yeah, the one that took 5 minutes?
Yeah, the one that would have taken a classical supercomputer over 10 septillion years.
Right, 10 septillion years. That's crazy.
It's an almost unimaginable timescale.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so that's a strong indication that error correction might be the key to unlocking the true power of quantum computing.
Yeah.
In the near term, even with fewer qubits than Microsoft's ambitious plans.
It's fascinating to see these two different approaches play out.
It really is.
It's like a tortoise and hare situation, right?
I like that.
Will the steady and pragmatic approach win out in the end?
Yeah.
Or will the big, bold leap forward prove to be the winning strategy?
It's a fascinating question.
Only time will tell.
We'll have to wait and see.
But what about China's approach? They seem to be playing...
Yeah, they're in a different league.
A slightly different game altogether, right?
Very much so. China's thinking big.
Okay.
Really big. Remember their Xiaohong-504 chip has 504 qubits.
It's a lot of qubits.
It is. And that's not just about trying to outdo Google or Microsoft in terms of sheer numbers.
Okay.
It's about building the infrastructure and expertise to support large-scale quantum computing in the future.
So they're laying the foundation for what they hope will be long-term dominance in the field.
That's the goal.
So they're thinking about the big picture.
Big picture thinking, for sure.
The long game. And they're willing to make the investments needed to be a major player in the quantum computing world.
It's a long-term strategy.
It's like they're building a launch pad for a whole fleet of quantum rockets.
I love that analogy.
While others are still tinkering with the engine design.
Very true. And while their focus right now might be on developing those control systems and mastering the art of manipulating hundreds of qubits, don't underestimate their potential to make significant breakthroughs in qubit technology and error correction.
Oh, so they could catch up.
It's very possible.
Okay.
They've already demonstrated they can keep pace with the best in the world when it comes to performance metrics.
And we can't forget about their commitment to making quantum computing accessible.
The Tianyan Cloud platform.
Yeah.
A huge statement.
It's like they're throwing open the doors to the quantum world.
Exactly.
Inviting everyone to join them.
Come on in.
In exploring its potential.
Everyone's welcome.
It's a smart strategy, no doubt.
It is, both from a technological and a geopolitical standpoint.
So by democratizing access to quantum resources, China is positioning itself as a leader.
Definitely.
And fostering global collaboration.
Absolutely.
Which could ultimately accelerate the pace of innovation in the field as a whole.
That's the idea. Collaboration breeds innovation.
So we have 3 chips.
3 very different approaches.
3 nations.
A global race.
It's a race unlike any other.
It is.
With the potential to reshape entire industries and redefine global power dynamics.
High stakes indeed.
But it's not just about technological advancement.
No, it's about something bigger.
It's about unlocking the secrets of the universe itself.
You said it. Quantum computing isn't just about building faster computers.
Right.
It's about pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and understanding.
It's pretty profound when you think about it like that.
It is. It's about tackling the grand challenges that have baffled scientists for centuries.
Like understanding the fundamental nature of matter and energy.
Exactly, and unlocking the mysteries of consciousness.
And the origins of the universe.
The big questions.
It's truly awe-inspiring.
It is.
But let's be realistic for a moment.
Okay.
Even with all this progress, we're still in the early stages of this quantum revolution.
Very early stages.
It's kind of like the early days of the internet.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
When no one could have predicted the profound impact it would have on our lives.
Right, just the beginning.
We're just beginning to scratch the surface.
Barely scratch the surface.
Of what's possible with quantum computing.
Absolutely. So much potential yet to be uncovered.
It's a great analogy. Just as the internet connected us in ways we never thought possible,
Totally.
Quantum computing has the potential to connect us to a deeper understanding of the universe and ourselves.
To a deeper level of reality.
Wow, that's heavy stuff.
It is.
And it's not just about scientists and engineers making these discoveries.
No, it's about all of us.
It's about all of us embracing this new era of technological advancement.
We all have a role to play.
It's about being curious.
Yes.
Asking questions.
Never stop questioning.
And imagining the possibilities.
Here's what it's all about.
So I want to pose a challenge.
Okay, I like this.
To you, our listeners.
All right, let's hear it.
As you continue to learn about quantum computing, ask yourself this. If you had access to a quantum computer, what problem would you solve? So we've talked about the big players, the different approaches.
The bludgy race.
The mind-boggling potential of quantum computing.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But now I want to bring it back down to earth a bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about what this all means for you, the listener.
Right, because at the end of the day, it's not just about abstract scientific concepts.
No.
Or national pride.
It's bigger than that.
It's about solving real-world problems.
Exactly.
Problems that affect all of us.
That's the ultimate goal.
We're talking about breakthroughs in medicine.
Absolutely.
Materials, science, energy production.
Even our understanding of the universe.
Right, so let's get specific.
Okay, I like where this is going.
What if we could use quantum computers to develop personalized medical treatments?
Oh, wow.
Tailored to your unique genetic makeup.
Now that would be revolutionary.
Right.
It would change the face of healthcare as we know it.
Or what about designing new drugs?
Okay, yeah.
That target diseases at the molecular level.
With far fewer side effects.
Imagine that.
It's a tantalizing possibility.
It's incredible to think about the potential here.
It really is.
And these are just a few examples.
Yeah, we're just scratching the surface.
Of the incredible possibilities that quantum computing could unlock.
And as we continue to explore this new frontier, we're likely to discover even more applications.
That we haven't even thought of.
That we can't even imagine yet.
It's like...
It is a bit like the early days of the internet.
Yeah, when no one could have predicted the impact it would have on our lives.
No one could have foreseen.
Social media, e-commerce, the way we communicate.
It's mind-blowing when you think about it.
Right, and we're at that same point.
At the cusp of something huge.
With quantum computing.
Absolutely. Just like the internet connected us in ways we never thought possible.
Yeah.
Quantum computing has the potential to connect us to a deeper understanding of the universe.
And ourselves.
To a deeper level of reality.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a challenge.
I like challenges. Hit me.
As you continue to learn about quantum computing, ask yourself this.
All right, I'm ready.
If you had access to a quantum computer,
Ooh, that's a good one.
What problem would you solve? What world-changing discovery would you make?
What contribution would you make to this incredible journey into the quantum realm?
Would you focus on finding solutions to climate change?
Or developing new sustainable energy sources?
Would you try to cure diseases that have plagued humanity for centuries?
Or unlock the secrets of the human brain and consciousness?
The possibilities are endless.
Limited only by our imagination.
And while it might be years or even decades before quantum computers are widely available.
Yeah, it's still early days.
It's never too early to start dreaming big.
Absolutely. Dream big, think big.
Because the future of quantum computing isn't just about technology.
No.
It's about the human spirit of innovation.
The drive to explore.
The desire to make the world a better place.
To leave our mark on the universe.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of quantum computing.
It's been a pleasure exploring this fascinating topic with you all.
The quantum revolution is just beginning. Stay curious, stay engaged, and keep exploring the possibilities.
Who is? Maybe one day you'll be making those world-changing discoveries with a quantum computer of your own.
Until next time, happy deep diving.